Files, welcome aboard. Can you tell me the lesson that we had previously? Correct. It was about using complex sentences to show cause and effect relationship. Let us recap the important concepts from our last week's lesson. A cause is a statement that answers why something happened. An effect is a statement that answers what happened. A dependent clause is a group of words that has an incomplete thought. They start with subordinating conjunctions. An independent clause is a group of words that has a complete thought. Some of the common subordinating conjunctions are although, as long as, before, because, since, till, until, when, and whenever. A complex sentence is a sentence that has an independent clause and one or more dependent clauses. Alright, now that we have had a rundown of our previous topic, I think you are more than ready to check your homework. Directions. Underline the independent clause once and underline the dependent clause twice. Then, identify which of the clauses is the cause or the effect by putting C or E on top of each. Number 1 is done for you. Let us start with number 2. I made lunch after I got home. The subordinating conjunction is after, so the dependent clause is after I got home. The independent clause is I made lunch. In these clauses, the cause is the dependent clause and the effect is the independent clause. The sentence for number 3 is submit the project so that we could schedule a meeting tomorrow. The subordinating conjunction so that begins the dependent clause. You should have underlined twice until the word tomorrow. This clause is the effect. The remaining clause is the independent clause and is also the cause. Number 4. I really enjoyed the concert although the music was too loud for me. Although is a subordinating conjunction, so the dependent clause is although the music was too loud for me. This clause is the cause. The other clause gives a complete thought on how a person felt about the concert. This is an independent clause and is the effect. Now, for our last sentence, if your injury will not heal, you cannot join the game on Monday. Notice that it started with a subordinating conjunction if. This makes the sentence different from the previous sentences because the dependent clause is in the beginning of the sentence. The rest of the sentence is the independent clause. The dependent clause is the cause and the independent clause is the effect. How did you do with your homework? A score of 4 and above is a good indicator of your understanding. But if you got lower than that, you may revisit the previous module and work on your weak points. Always know that my confidence in you will never dwindle. It is now time to begin our lesson for today. Do you remember our lesson in the second episode? That's right. It was about compound words. Could you still remember the 3 types of compound words? Let me see. What type of compounding is in the word newspaper? Very good. It is closed. What about in the word time zone? You got that right. It is open. How about son-in-law? What kind of compounding is in this word? You are correct. It is hyphenated. I am impressed by that. Good job! But do you know that compounding is not only when we are forming new words, but also when we form our sentences? Unlike a complex sentence that has an independent clause and 2 or more dependent clauses joined by a subordinating conjunction, a compound sentence has 2 independent clauses. These independent clauses are joined by coordinating conjunctions. coordinating conjunctions are easier to remember compared with subordinating conjunctions. To remember coordinating conjunctions, remember the acronym FANBOYS. Let us say that one more time. FANBOYS. It stands for and, nor, but, or, yet, so. FANBOYS. See the sentence on your screen? Let us read it together. Beth was late for class today, so she decided to set her alarm earlier. Notice the conjunction in the sentence? What is it? Correct. It is so. But what type of conjunction is so? Very good. It is in the acronym FANBOYS. It is a coordinating conjunction. Now, let us separate the sentences before and after the conjunction so. The first part will be Beth was late for class today. And the second part will be she decided to set her alarm earlier. Have you noticed that both parts impart a complete thought? The first part says what happened to Beth, and the second part tells what she did so that she would not be late anymore. From there, we could say that both parts are independent clauses and the sentence is a compound sentence. Was that a bit fast for you? Let us have another example. The first thing to do is to determine the conjunction in the sentence. What is the conjunction in the given sentence? Correct. It is for. This conjunction belongs to the acronym FANBOYS. Therefore, it is a coordinating conjunction. Now, this conjunction will serve as a reference where we can separate this sentence into clauses. The first clause is, Carlo watches his health more carefully. And the second clause is, he does not want to be sick again. Notice that both clauses have a complete thought. We call them independent clauses. A sentence with two independent clauses is a compound sentence. Since we are joining two independent clauses to make a compound sentence, a comma should be used before the subordinating conjunction. Notice how the comma is placed in our previous examples. The comma is used before the conjunctions so and for. If a complex sentence expresses cause and effect, a compound sentence, on the other hand, can be used to show problem-solution relationship. Still, with the examples a while ago, could you determine which part is the problem and the solution? One of the parts is done for you. The answers should look like this. If subordinating conjunctions transition one idea to another, each coordinating conjunction has a specific function. For is used to mean because, and joins two similar thoughts. But and yet show a contrast between two ideas, or indicates that only one of the two ideas is correct. Nor is used like or, but none of the thoughts is true. And so shows that the second thought follows the first. Also take note that like sentences that show a cause and effect relationship, clauses that express a problem or solution have no definite position. We'd better understand the context of a given sentence and locate which clause states the problem and the solution. Now, let us check on our learning list what we knew today. A compound sentence has two independent clauses joined by a coordinating conjunction. Coordinating conjunctions are for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. Fanboys. Each coordinating conjunction serves a specific function when used in a sentence. And compound sentences can be used to express problem-solution relationships. However, not all sentences with coordinating conjunction can express a problem and a solution at the same time. Now let us put into practice all that we learned today. Ready your pen and paper for our first activity. Match the most probable ending in column B for the given statement in column A. Number 1 is done for you. My family has canceled all our travel plans. A probable ending is, but we are planning to do them after the pandemic. Together, the sentence is, my family has canceled all our travel plans, but we are planning to do them after the pandemic. Time's up! Let us check your answers. The given statement in number 2 should be paired with letter C. That will be, my brother is afraid of lions, so we have decided to go to an aviary so that he could see birds. We used the coordinating conjunction so to connect the idea that if the brother is afraid of lions, a probable option would be to see an aviary instead. For number 3, the answer is letter B. The sentence will be, my mother is confused if it is better to go to a park or if it is better to go to a museum instead. Or is the most appropriate coordinating conjunction for the sentence to explain why the mother is confused. She is weighing her options either to go to a park or to a museum. For number 4, the answer is letter E. The sentence that will be created is, my sister cannot choose from the options, and she cannot go to because of her college exams. Take note of the word exams. If you could remember, it is an example of a clipped word. The original word for it is examinations. Letter E gives the most probable ending among all the choices in column B, for it connects similar ideas explaining why the sister cannot join the family. For the last number, the answer is letter D. It must be, my father says it is okay to have plans where to go, for he is hopeful that we can do them soon. 4 is the right coordinating conjunction to state the reason the father is hopeful to have travel plans after the pandemic. How did you do in our first activity? A good score is to have 4 and above. If you got lower than that, do not be anxious because we will have another follow-up activity that might raise your scores. Given all the sentences a while ago, could you identify which of the sentences expresses a problem-solution relationship? I will give you some time to decide carefully. And your 5 seconds is done. The sentences that express problem-solution relationships are in numbers 1 and 2. With that, you see that not all sentences with coordinating conjunctions express a problem-solution relationship. I want you now to identify the clause from sentences 1 and 2 that state the problem and the solution by filling in this table. Have you figured out which the problem and the solution is? Let us see. The problem for sentence number 1 is, my family has canceled all our travel plans. The solution, on the other hand, is, but we are planning to do them after the pandemic. Notice that the coordinating conjunction but states a negative idea first, the travel plans being cancelled, then a positive thought, but we are planning to do them after the pandemic. That is what we call a contrast of ideas. For sentence number 2, the problem is, my brother is afraid of lions. The solution to that is, so we have decided to go to an aviary so that we could see birds. Again, the conjunction so connects the first statement to a probable option since the brother fears lions. Notice that when identifying clauses for a problem and a solution, the clause that has the problem gives a sad mood, while the clause for the solution expresses a lighter and happier mood. All in all, the activity has 9 as its highest possible score. Our cutoff score is 6. Congratulations to my sailor pupils who have reached that score. If you are not one of them, do not be sad. You may answer the other activities in the module to give you a better grasp of our lesson for today. This will be your assignment. You may take a picture of your assignment, save it, then put your answers on a sheet of paper. Directions. Complete each sentence by using the provided coordinating conjunction. Underline once the clause that states the problem and underline twice the clause that states the solution. With that, let's call it a day, my sailor pupils. Always remember, learning a language is like a voyage of discovery. Set a course, take heart, and soon you'll be in shipshape and Bristol fashion. Till our next word venture, bye!